Gear up, Scooter fam. So, just got my package in today. I'm excited. I did go ahead and go with the Klima. Like I said, I was gonna wait till this week to make a decision. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what? The Klima's a good deal. I've been looking at it for the longest time. It was over $2,000 just for the 25 amp hour. So the fact that it was $18.99 on Fluid Free Rides, where I got it from. Speaking of which, right out the bat, I hear mixed reviews about Fluid, about Nami, about all kind of scooter companies. But I'll tell you guys, I ordered this on Friday and it got here on Monday. So I got nothing but good things to say so far about Fluid Free Rides. They said they would ship it out same day or next business day. Even then, I didn't expect it to get here for probably like a week. But it got here actually over the weekend. I was pretty excited about that when I saw it was going to be delivered. I just got it, right now, a few minutes ago. And so I'm going to try to do this unboxing video, POV style. So I hope y'all enjoy this. And this is the new version. It's supposed to be, it better be. Otherwise, Fluid is going to take a step down. But with the new tail light and the turn signals and all that, this is supposed to be that one. And so it's improved, new and improved. I haven't seen too many videos on this particular one, so I plan on doing a full review. But as I said, I'm only going to do a unboxing and first impressions, probably do a little ride, put it all together, and I'll get this video out. I've seen lots of videos on the Klima. I watched every video I could find on it. Especially once I made my decision, I went back and watched a bunch of them I already watched before. Try to get as much information as I can. I joined a Nami social media group. Get some information off of there if I ever had any problem. Figure out any tips and tricks, so forth. Pretty excited. Put this like right. The Nami Klima. Look at that. I already see the little hand grips. That's the only thing I can see so far. Looks like Nami hand grips to me. All right, here we go. Bam. It has a new scooter smell. What we got in here? Looks like the cover for the screen. Gotta be honest, on YouTube, I would expect that display to be larger. It's deceiving. It's not bad still, but looks bigger on YouTube. So if this looks big to y'all, it's not. It's probably credit card size. So the display is about credit card size for reference. To me, it looked more like a like the size of my iPhone Max. I thought that was about the size of it, but not quite. Not quite. What else we got to do? Part 4. See that? I got the turn. Oh, is that the turn signal? See the reflector. Maybe I gotta put the turn signals on. Well, that's slightly concerning. But maybe I gotta put them on. Oh, there they go. My bad. Can y'all see that? This POV style. Okay. There the turn signals are. So we're good. We're good. That's number 2. Number 2 checked off. Can't seem to get it. It's a little too tight. Huh. There we go. Tilt that up a little bit. Nice wide handlebars. This is way different than my my Journey Max. On Journey Max, I'm holding the handlebar like this. These are out here. So that's straight. This is a way different scooter than the take that off before if I end up having to, I guess this was a little bit of a, if I gotta send it back for some reason, I'll be able to pack it up. All the rules, man, all the rules for what you gotta do to return it, man, on these scooters is crazy, bro. They won't. Can't really ride it first. If you do, like, you know, the charge will be a fee. Take it back, even if something's wrong with it, which is crazy. Leave that like that for right this second. Oh, what is that? Falling all over the place. That's a stem latch. Some random washer of some sort. Hope there's another one. Cause try to lift this. Gotta be careful with that. I felt like my finger on the front where I had it might get pinched. It's a heavy scooter. That would suck. Got this little box here, which is the battery, some other couple of things. That's not a washer. Clean up a little bit. I see the speed limiters hanging out the bottom. You gotta disconnect those. And I guess we'll get over here and take a look at some of these features. All right, we got front and rear 1,000-watt motors, 140 millimeter disc brakes, Logan disc brakes, hydraulic brakes, 10 by 3.5 inch tires. They say 10 by 3, but when you order, if you have to get the PMTs, they're 10 by 3.5. FYI on that. You do have your hydraulic system, your fully adjustable hydraulic shocks, and of course you got the nameplate here. Same thing in the back with the shocks. Rear 1,000-watt motor. You have the new setup here with the blinker system, and we'll show you that. So used to be LED strip on this part, but there was a lot of issues with the brake sensor. I'm still having issues with my brake sensor, but it's manageable. There's the other side. That is controlled here. And then there's the front blinker, also new to this version. Here's the headlight. Not too bad. Not too bad. I'm not going to blow the horn because of what time it is, and my wife's sleeping, and it's inside, so it's tough. But it's a motorcycle horn, really loud. You can see the output device here. Dual locking handle grips. We got the keypad, turns the scooter off and on. We've got the left and front and rear brakes. I do have my little system in there for dealing with the brake issues for now. So I do have the, what happened was the brake lights are just staying on all the time. And now they work. I will be getting a new brake system, or actually an old brake system. The one they used to have, I think I'm going to replace, so that I don't have to stick tape in there. There's a wait on the other stuff, could be 3 or 4 weeks, and you never know by the time we get there if it'll be longer. Some of these estimates kind of push out, so I'm going to go ahead and get the old system and I'll do a video on it. So here is the little cable management sort of deal here with the logo. I did add a zip tie because these little the things that secure them in the back don't do a spectacular job of that. So this just helps it stay nice and snug. Saw someone complain about that, and I thought, oh, that's easy to fix. And it's black. It looks nice. You can't even tell it's not already made like that. Considering we got zip ties here, you know, other places. So it looks like that's how it's supposed to be. And I you know, so, and it looks better with this sitting straight up instead of hanging down. So for the display, here's our modes. Our mode of power. This doesn't actually turn it on. This just communicates with the pad here, and then you got your plus and minus. So I'll try to show you all at the same time. You want to change your drive mode. You just go up. I tested in eco mode. Eco mode's really slow. It only goes about 7 miles an hour. And it's actually hard to keep the scooter upright. And it starts going incredibly slow when you start off. So I ride around in drive mode, which goes up to like 20 miles an hour, which is all I'm really comfortable with, even though I don't think I've got it up to 20 once just yet. I'm still getting used to the scooter. The brakes I have dialed in, but I got to squeeze them pretty hard to get them to stop until I get the new brakes, and then I'll be putting in a new brake system, which I'm kind of excited about. It's going to be a little bit of a work. I don't know how to change a brake system. I mean, I'm learning. I'm watching videos, and so I'm fairly handy, so I'm sure I can figure it out. Just never done it before. Not a hydraulic brake system. Changed out plenty of brakes on bikes. I get the idea of just a mechanical brake. Even the disc brakes aren't that hard to kind of grasp. But the hydraulic system is just something I've never dealt with. What else here? You can go into the P setting by hitting it twice. I don't have all the P settings memorized, but I can walk you through. This is just the basic drive, and I think you can go inside here and actually change, you know, what that means and change the power to each motor and so forth. I don't need to do anything like that just yet. This is the brightness. P3, I don't recall. P4, not sure at this particular second. P5 is the battery size. P6 is the maybe that's magnets, maybe. P7 I can't remember. P8 is 10, which is tire size. P9 I don't recall. P10 I think is 0 start. P11 is 50, which is the amount of power, 50% once you get down so much or something like that. Can't remember. And then this is the max battery temperature before it cuts out. This is your lowest percentage. You can change that. So this cuts off at 25%. You can once the battery reaches 25%. P4 I don't recall, but that's blank. And then P5 is a very last setting, and I'm not really sure. So to get back, you just hit the power button and you go back to here. You can switch here. Use your average mile per hour, your max mile per hour that you can go in this speed. I haven't got anywhere close to that. This is your range mode. Not sure. I don't see anything there. And then this is just your speed. One of those settings, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was number 4 or 5, that you can change back from kilometers per hour to miles per hour. I did have it in USB mode, which there is a, see if I can get that. I don't want to mess with it too much. This little sign up here is USB mode, and the scooter will not go. It will. That's the issue I was having. So you gotta hold it down for 5 seconds. It turns off, then you're good. So that was something I didn't realize right away. This is the accelerator. Not going to push that right now, or I'll have to have the scooter go all over the place. I don't have it set up so it'll go crashing through my television, and it'll not be pretty. Ruin my TV, my scooter, and who knows what else. So those are that's the overall features. The motor controller is in here. 2 of them. This is the battery. It actually comes out completely if you ever have to change it. It should be fairly easy. It's all self-contained. This compartment itself doesn't open. It's sealed. But this whole thing from the bottom and everything lifts up out of here for you to exchange the battery if need be. But I hear it's $1,800 for the battery, and I only paid $1,899 for the scooter. So not sure it wouldn't be worth just getting another scooter at that point, but maybe the battery prices will go down, maybe scooter prices will go way up, and I won't be able to get another good scooter for $2,000. We'll see. Hopefully that doesn't happen for quite a long time. But there you go. I think I went over everything. Headlights, brakes, handle grips, dual locking. I think that's it for the features. Let's go take a ride. Well, I guess if I'm wrapping this first impressions and unboxing video up, this will be the third section in the video, which I thought I would just kind of play some footage in the background of me taking my first real ride on the Klima, and then kind of talk about my first impressions, how I felt about the ride, kind of catch up on everything that's going on while I take my ride. If you'll notice, I'm going really slow. Still trying to get used to the scooter. The brakes are not what they should be because of the issues with the brake sensors. I had to do a temporary fix, putting in some tape between the sensor and the lever so that there was better contact to cancel the brake lights so that the scooter can function. So, and then the left brake was leaking, and so there's no pressure in the line, and so I don't have any brake pressure in the rear for that. So that being said, the front brakes, when first time I went for a little test ride, the front brakes are really grabby, which is bad, right? If you don't have any rear brakes and the front brakes are grabby, that can be a tad dangerous. You can go flying very quickly over the handlebars. And so I had to come to a sudden stop. I didn't have very much brake pressure on the rear, so I had to squeeze the front, and it threw me off the scooter a little bit. Nothing crazy. I didn't hit the ground, but I had to step off the scooter, and the scooter kind of fell to the side. I caught it, so it didn't slam on the ground or anything, but it did throw me off a little bit. So what I had to do is go adjust the front brakes so that it's extremely weak, like the rear regen brakes. And so I had to squeeze them both really hard to get it to stop, and I had to use have to use my whole, all of my fingers at the same time. Usually I only use about 2 fingers to squeeze the brakes on the Journey Max. And I kind of like that because I keep, my hands on the handlebars. But with this, with the brakes the way they are right now, I have to completely put my fingers on the brakes to get it to full pressure so that it stops. But it works pretty well for that until I get the brakes, which I think I told you about. But yeah, they offered me 2 choices. They said I can get the new brakes, but it'll take a while, or I can get the old brakes and they'll send it to me right away, I assume. So I'm going to go with the old brakes. I'm going to learn how to change out brakes. I'm going to learn how to bleed the brakes. I'll have to go through the whole process. It'll be a good learning experience. I think, like I said before, no time to learn like the present. I wished everything worked, 100% when I got it. That's not the case. It was probably my biggest concern. But at the same time, I really like the scooter. I think it's worth fixing, and I've got to learn to work on it sooner or later. I don't want to have to, it doesn't matter when I learn, right? I mean, I can learn now or I can learn later. So if I get it out of the way, then, that's just more experience I have early on. That's the way I kind of look at it. Maybe I'm being a little overly positive, but that's how I look at it. I'm going to take it as a learning experience, as a blessing in disguise, and say, you know what, now I know how for sure to take care of hydraulic brakes, which I've never done. So, like I said, it'll be a great learning experience. I'll switch the brakes out, and I'll do a video, kind of just, how I did it. I'm pretty focused when I'll do a video, so I doubt it's easier for me to get on here and do like a picture-in-picture and talk to you guys while the video is playing, as opposed to me trying to concentrate and talk through what I'm talking through at the time. I just get hyper focused on whatever it is I'm working on, and so it just makes for a choppy dialogue, and then I have to cut through a bunch of stuff, and I don't know. It's just it's not as nice, and I just kind of like to get on here and chat. So, getting used to the scooters, and then the brakes and stuff, and then eventually when I get it, I'll dial the brakes back in a little better so that I have better grip on the front and rear, and I only have to use a couple of fingers to get the scooter to come to a stop. And so I kind of like the brakes tight, fairly tight. They're pretty tight on the Journey Max, and so that's fine with me. I've learned to just not have to slow down. I just barely touch them, and to stop, it's just a little bit more than that. So if I've had to slam on the brakes, so to speak, a couple times on the Journey Max for whatever reason, and it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. I've gotten very used to it. This is difficult. I want to reach down and give it barely a squeeze when I'm trying to stop, which I'm used to on the Journey Max, but on this one I've got to take all fingers off and squeeze it. So it takes a little getting used to, and then by the time I get used to it, I'll change it up again. So that's okay. Like I said, I'm learning, and I'm enjoying the scooter a lot, and it's a beast. It's a beast compared to the Journey Max. I think I'll make a thumbnail of that, and maybe I'll put a picture up here too. But yeah, it's a beast. It's nothing like the Journey Max. It sits way off the ground. The tires are massive, both width and diameter. It's only 1.5 inches, but it seems like double the size to me, as far as the tire size. The shocks are just pretty crazy, amazing. I don't have a lot to compare it to, but it's obviously a lot better than the Journey Max. The handlebars are so wide, and the scooter is so tall in general. I feel like I'm literally having to step up on the scooter, and not just kind of get going on the scooter. the Journey Max is very little to step up on. I'm kind of already on it, and then I just lift my other foot and I'm gone. With this one, it's a big step on and it's a big step off. So it's got to get used to that, but it just feels way different, riding. It's still very manageable. I've heard that about the Klima and it being so much, heavier than the Journey Max. I thought it might be more difficult to maneuver, especially on like sidewalks and stuff. But I didn't feel like I didn't have control of the scooter in tight spaces so far. I feel very easy to maneuver, so no complaints there at all. And as far as I probably haven't gotten maybe 12, 15 miles an hour at the most. I'm going super slow on this thing. It's really fun. It's really nice, but I just don't have that level of comfortability yet. But I will. I'm in second gear. Like I said, first gear is really slow. I can't even stay up hardly on the scooter. It takes forever to get going. I got out there. I wasn't sure it was working, but I was like, oh my gosh, it's just really, really slow. So it only goes 7 miles an hour, and it gets there really incredibly slow. I have an eco mode on the Journey Max too, and it's way slower than the Journey Max. The Journey Max will get going. It's not gonna throw you or anything in eco mode, but and maybe it's just the weight of the scooter. It's about 20-ish pounds more than the Journey Max, so it's a little bit more to get going. But it also has 2,000 watts of power, not 700. So it's a much bigger, much better scooter, obviously. And so far I'm not using it to its ability. I don't know if I'll ever use it to its full ability, just because I'm not that guy. I'm sure there'll be be flashes where I've got to jump out in traffic or something, and when I have the level of comfortability to do that, I'll feel safe doing that. But I'm never gonna ride in traffic 45 miles an hour all day. That's just not gonna happen. So most of the time I'll be using bike paths like this or residential roads. But there are trips that I take where I don't have that option, and I've got to jump onto a decent sized street where it's like 40 miles an hour for a short period of time. Usually I get through that as best I can with my Journey Max, but it does make me a little nervous, and this will be a little bit better because I'll be able to move with the speed of traffic even for that short period of time until I can jump right back off. One of them is an off-road trail. Maybe I'll get a chance to go once I get more comfortable on the Nami Klima. I'll go off-roading with it. I was successful on the Journey Max, but I didn't have too much luck on some thick gravel. I don't want to take too many chances, but I think with the wider tires on the Klima that it might handle that better. So I haven't been in enough situations with the Klima yet, obviously, to kind of test how it goes. But so far it's doing really well. The big tires are really stable. The scooter feels super plush, like pretty much everyone says, and just a fun bouncy kind of ride. Compared. I mean, I went from probably one extreme to another with comfortability from the Journey Max to the Klima. The Namis are known to be, the super comfortable ride, and although I that's nice. I mean, I didn't necessarily need the most comfortable ride in the world. It is pleasant. It's also the stability, and it does have decent acceleration and decent speed. So yeah, it's got the acceleration, it's got the plush suspension, it's got the decent amount of speed, right around 42 miles an hour, I think it is, which is as fast as I really want to go on a scooter at this moment for sure. But yeah, I do find myself in situations, and certainly on some of the residential roads that I do ride down, it gets up to maybe 35 miles an hour. And on the Journey Max, I'm having to pull off to the side every time a car comes up behind me. And for now, I'll probably have to do the same because I'm only going up to 20 miles an hour. But once I'm comfortable going 30, 40 miles an hour on the Klima, which I hear does amazing, and which is another reason I got it. You know, I don't necessarily want to go that fast all the time, but when I need to go 30 plus, I just want to make sure it's a nice, cushy, stable 30 plus. I don't want to feel unsafe. I don't want to feel shaky. And you know, for $2,000 or for $18.99, the Klima does that amazingly well. So I'm testing out the range. So far, I've ridden 10 miles. Probably most of that, or maybe at least half of that, was just right out in front of my front of my house, like a kid on his bike when he first gets it. I just didn't want to go too far in case I needed to, you know, drag the scooter back with my, wrecked scooter and scratched up knee or whatever. I did wear knee pads and elbow pads on this particular trip. I didn't out in front of my house, but I did on this trip just because once again I'm getting used to the scooter. Not only that, I want to get more used to wearing them on the scooter. I don't want to go 30, 40 miles an hour and not have at least knee and elbow pads. Probably need to get a little bit more stuff, which I will slowly, but I haven't worn them a lot on the Journey Max, even though I got them. But I do want to start making a habit of wearing them a lot more on the Klima when possible. Sometimes in the summer it's really hot, and wearing those things is a pain. But I want to try to wear them a lot, especially like I said, if I'm on the Klima and I'm going to be going 30 plus miles an hour. May also get a full face motorcycle helmet as opposed to what I got now is a full face mountain bike style helmet with goggles, which I think is okay for now. But eventually I do want to get a much stronger helmet, full face motorcycle helmet, to ride around on the Klima when I'm going 30, 40 miles an hour, potentially. I'm not going to need it probably 90% of the time, but the 10% of time when I do need it, I want to have it available, and I want to be able to be safe while doing it. So gearing up to me is a big deal. Obviously, I'm the only one I ever see with any gear on. I don't see too many Klimas out there. Mostly, I've seen some Go Tracks, and then the Go Tracks. I've seen, the rental-looking scooters. I can't really tell what they are, but they're like a clone of maybe the Xiaomi, or how we say it, Xiaomi. Those. I've seen one, what appears to be a teeth gallop. I kind of try to see which one it might be. It's a guy that has a seat on it and passes me up on this trail sometimes. I think he works at Walmart because he's wearing like a Walmart uniform on the way. But he's sitting down, and I was curious. I didn't really get a glance when I was riding, but since I have my video, I went back and reviewed it, and it appears to be a teeth gallop or a teeth gallop clone. It's got dual stems, and a seat, so forth, and that's what it kind of looked like, but I couldn't see the exact model, so I'm thinking it might be a clone, a teeth gallop clone. But that's about it. That's about all the scooters. I haven't seen anything too crazy. Certainly no Klimas or Cabos. I haven't seen anything like that, or not other Namis either. No Apollos. Nothing that would stand out completely. Except that one that was a teeth gallop clone. That one I kind of recognized. I was like, okay, and that's interesting. The dual stem, a little bit more than just the average scooter. But this Nami Klima is awesome. I'm happy that I got it. I'm scared to let it go. Consider this sending it back, but at the same time, I just want to. I just want to make sure I learn as much as I can about it. I want to get better at working on scooters in general. I wouldn't mind if I get the opportunity to maybe open up a scooter shop in the future where I can sell and repair scooters. as a full-time gig. Maybe I'll start off a side gig or something like that. But I would love to do something like that, and just there's nothing like that in my area. There's nowhere to take your scooters to get worked on around here. I've looked it up. I haven't found anything. There's bike shops, but I don't know if any of them would be willing to work on these scooters. But I'd like to open up something that was specifically made for electric scooters and maybe other PEVs as well, but certainly with a focus on scooters. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's kind of a if this happens kind of situation. But regardless, I want to become good at working on scooters, and certainly the ones that I own. So the Klima I want to become a complete expert on, and then I'd like to get involved with some other Namis maybe down the road, as my first real brand focus. Learn how to work on all the Namis, learn the Namis in and out, and then maybe I'll move on to some Cabos, some Apollos, other stuff, fun stuff. But yeah, who knows, solars, whatever, comes my way. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to end this here. This has been an awesome scooter so far. I'm enjoying it, and I can't wait to make more videos. If you enjoyed this content, if you found it helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, and happy riding.